Very good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to my channel, guys. A South London Borstal Boys Tales. What a lovely day it is again today. We've got me and the missus have just come back from shopping, and it was a little bit grey when we went out. Well, the sun started to come out and it's turning into a lovely day, but I tell you what, we had a downfall last night, didn't we? I uploaded a video with the lightning, and the dogs were going absolutely mad in it. Our dogs, it actually frightens the dogs, the lightning. It's like the fireworks. They don't like fireworks neither. Anyway, guys, I hope everyone's having a good day, staying nice and safe, whatever you're doing. Today, as promised, I'm going to have a little chat with you about my time in HMP Parkhurst in year 2000. So I got in there around 99, and this happened in year 2000, whilst I was serving a 12-year sentence. I went there from Belmarsh, to be honest with you, and every time you go to Parkhurst, once they've got your name, you always seem to go back there. So if you're going to get shipped out of another jail, you'll always go back to Parkhurst. And the reason why that is because of Parkhurst is literally dumping ground. And it's over the island. They can really play about with all your mail, your phone calls, your visits. So if you don't pull your weight in there, they can put you through hell. They stop your phone calls, they put you on closed visits, shut you down, and it's really horrible because you're on an island, you know, away from all your family, away from all your loved ones, and it's not a very nice place to be in. You know, I put some content on my channel a while back about one day, like 3 years into a 12-year sentence, I looked into the mirror in my cell and I've said to myself, am I ever going to make it out of here? And yeah, I mean, I did never have suicidal thoughts or anything like that, but you know, at that precise time, in that precise moment, mad things were going through my head, and I really didn't think that I'd ever make it out of that sentence, because what I was going through whilst I was in jail, I always thought maybe I would get another sentence on top of my 12-year sentence, and to be honest with you, I'm very lucky I didn't, with the capers what I was cutting in there. So let's just have a little chat about Parkhurst. So I'm on C-Ring in Parkhurst. I've just landed in there, and on my wing was Reggie Kray. Now, Reggie Kray was a good few years into his sentence. Let me just rewind just a little bit and take you back to 1985, 1984. I went into HMP Lewis as a young offender, and as we went through the big horrible gates of the prison onto the ground, I looked out the little sweatbox window and I see Reggie Kray standing outside, and he worked down the laundry, which was right next to the reception. So he was standing outside there, just watching everyone getting off the bus, waiting for everyone to get off the bus, just to see if he knew anyone. And yeah, that's the first time we clapped eyes, was in the early 80s. And I got really friendly with him in, you know, in Lewis. To be honest with you, there is some content which I can't say, because there was an escape out of HMP Lewis at the same time I was in there with Reggie Kray. They do say that Reggie Kray was connected to this escape, and the guy, I can't mention his name, but the guy was from Peckham, and he was a young offender, and he had ginger hair. But yeah, he escaped, and I understand he got arrested only a few days later for something very stupid, and you know, then got charged with the escape. But that was the first time that I met Reggie in Lewis. So let's get to Parkhurst. So I go through Parkhurst, I'm on C-Ring, and to my surprise, Reggie was in the corner cell on C-Ring, and it was lovely because of where I'd seen him already. You know, I become very friendly with him, and to be honest with you, we was going down the gym with each other, training, me and Reggie, because them days I was very into my gym. I was very into my CV, cardiovascular. I've always been into fitness. not so much bulk building or muscle building or anything like that. I've always been into fitness. So like football, five-a-side. I used to do circuits, and also me and Reggie used to go to the gym together, and there was a punch bag. So if anyone's been in Lewis on my channel, you'll know that this is a true story. There's a punch bag in Lewis, a big leather one, and it's been there for donkey's years. Well, me and Reggie, and their gloves down there, so me and Reggie used to train together, and we'd hit the bag. I would hold the bag for him for like 3 minutes, and then he'd hold it for me. And I'll tell you what, I actually felt the power of that man's left and right, and a combination. You know, he'd rocked the bag and pushed me back as he was punching the bag, and the chains were going flying. One powerful man. And you know, we used to, on the way back from the gym, going back to our wings, we'd be talking about the good old days, and we'd be talking about things like what happened in London, what's happening with the gangs of today. That's what it was like back then, and you know, things like that. And he loved hearing stories, because obviously he was from East London, and he did venture out over to South London, but I don't think he'd done too well in South London. But yeah, I had plenty of good times with Reggie Kray. And it's only now, you know, 25 years later, I sit here telling you some stories about Reggie that I just wished that I would have got a few autographs, got a few signed photos, got a few bits and pieces of him. But when you're in the mix and you're in a situation and you're in there with him, you don't look at him or any other famous gangster as anyone better than yourself, because you're all in that place together, and no one is any better than anyone else. Despite what clarity, what money, what power, what strength you've got outside, when you're in jail, everyone is on the same level. So I'm sure there's thousands of other inmates what also done bird with Reggie, what wish they got his autograph and wish they got his few bits and pieces. So yeah, anyway, we're coming back from the gym this afternoon. I'm sure it was a Wednesday afternoon because we didn't have work. And I worked down one of the workshops, in the wood workshop. And actually, I made quite a few things and sent them out to my family. So I was making plaques which go outside the house for door numbers and putting names. And I was making picture frames too. And I'm gonna actually show you a picture frame which I made in Parkhurst in year 2000, and I've still got it today. That picture frame was made in HMP Parkhurst. Let me take it off and I'll show you the back of it. I actually remember gluing all the bits to it. So yeah, and that picture is my mum and my granddad. I hope you're liking my content, guys, and it's bringing a bit of a smile to your face. And you know, it's good to watch, isn't it? You know, different things. So anyway, so let's get back to the story. So we're on our way back from the gym, and there's a gay person in there, an inmate called Pebbles. Now, if anyone's been in a long-term jail, you would have definitely heard of Pebbles, because Pebbles is notorious, was notorious. I don't know whether Pebbles is still around, but I should think so, because this was year 2000 and he was only in his 30s. So he's, you know, you can work that out how old he'd be now. But yeah, so we come back from the gym and Pebbles was on the middle of the landing on C-Ring, screaming his head off, shouting because his cell had just been robbed. So basically, someone had gone into Pebbles' cell, because Pebbles was a baron and he was doing double bubble tobacco, selling tobacco on the wing. And people was like happy to get tobacco off of him, because, you know, he wouldn't charge you. So if you got ½ ounce of tobacco off of him, he wouldn't charge you an ounce back. He would charge you ½ ounce and a quarter back. So he was pretty well, a very fair bloke. And I used to get on with him all right, Pebbles, you know. He knew who was who on the wing, and yeah, he did obviously, you know, do whatever he did in there with a few inmates. And I can't really talk too much about that, because if I don't want to get a strike on my channel, and yeah, because of that, because YouTube are pretty strict. Actually, I uploaded a video this morning of a guy playing a trumpet in town, and when I uploaded it, I got a message straight away from YouTube saying it's the copyright and it's going against me. So I've got to be really careful because I'm monetized now of my P's, my Q's, and how I'm talking. So yeah, we've come back on the wing, and Pebbles is screaming and shouting at the top of his voice that he's had his cell robbed and he wants his tobacco back. And what he shouted was, if my tobacco isn't back in my cell within 10 minutes flat, I am going to come out onto the landing and I'm going to scream at the top of my voice and shout and tell everyone whose genitals I have played with. So I can't really go in too much, but you know what I said to you, Pebbles did mess about with a few inmates, and a few high profile ones too. So anyway, me and Reggie started laughing with each other. I don't know whether Reggie had been into Pebbles' cell, but I did see Pebbles coming out of Reggie's cell on a few occasions for coffee and biscuits and things like that. And yeah, Reggie did actually used to knock about with Pebbles on the quiet. So anyway, let's get back to the story, guys. So Reggie looked at me and started laughing, and I said, what's the matter, mate? What are you laughing at? And he said, come into my cell quickly, Joe. So I went into his cell, and Reggie, obviously he was Keiko and he had everything. He had like 20 of everything. And Reggie gave me 4 ounces of tobacco and said, do me a favour, Joe. And I said, go on, mate, what do you want, Reg? He said, make sure you go down and give this tobacco to Pebbles and make sure you tell him that it's come from me. So I went down, I took the tobacco, I pulled Pebbles, I said, come in the cell a minute. I went in the cell and I give Pebbles the tobacco, and I said, that's from Reggie. And he said, oh, thank you very much, because he was one of the names what I was going to mention. So guys, I'm going to leave this video here, but I'm going to be doing a part 2 of it a bit later on. I hope you enjoy my story. I hope you're having a great day. It's all true life stuff, this. So please don't forget to share and subscribe to keep my channel alive. Now have a great day, everyone. Peace.